What's going on, guys? Kulprit here, and it is launch day. Battlefield 4 launch today. It's Christmas for big kids like me, like you guys, most of you guys watching this. I played a little bit last night. I stayed up until midnight. I gave myself an hour. I thought about doing a VPN, but by the time I got my kids to bed and, spent some time with the wife and stuff, it was like 10:30. I was like, you know what? I'm going to catch up on Walking Dead. I don't want to deal with all the VPN stuff, and then I just didn't want to deal with it. Catch up on Walking Dead because my buddy at work's been asking me to catch up on it so we can talk about it. And then I was going to play. So 12:01, I'm ready to go. Already got the server browser going. Boom, I'm in the game. The plan was to kind of play with my settings and dial in my sensitivity, see what the performance was like, see what the gunplay is like. I obviously already knew most of that from beta, and then check out the map. So just dip my toe in the water, so to speak. So I wasn't too worried about my performance and everything. I was very much aware that I hadn't really played for FPS shooters that much. I played a bunch in the beta, but I didn't even play a lot of that. Hadn't played Battlefield 3 in a while. I've kind of been off from gaming for a good couple weeks now, so I knew I would be playing poorly, especially playing a new game. I didn't know I was going to get my ass handed to me as badly as I did. But so today, I'm just going to give you really, really raw first impressions. Again, 1 hour of gameplay. I wasn't even going to make this video, but then it was kind of a funny story, so I figured I'd share it with you guys, just kind of give you an indication of what I'm going through. And I'm planning to just continue to play, and I'll get to that at the end. But I'm basically going to cover two main positives and one negative that I'm kind of concerned about. Let me tell you how it went down. So 12:01, I log in. First map I played, I believe, was Gauntlet Railway. Now, I picked Domination. I was going to do TDM or Domination. Obviously, I love those game modes, just kind of get a feel and work on some things and get some early unlocks and things. That was the idea. So get in. Boom, no problem. We're playing. I'm doing terrible. I probably went like 2 and 10, 2 and 50. It was bad. Again, I'm doing settings, doing sensitivity, tweaking everything. I'm not really paying attention at all. Notice my buddy Cloud of Truth joined in on me, so I'm like, that's cool. We can do some work together, spawning on him and trying. So the next map was Operation Locker, and this one I go in and I'm playing. I'm like, all right, let's just try to play a little bit. This one should be pretty easy as far as it's a little more linear. Oh no, there's tons of flank routes, tons of staircases, elevation changes. This is Metro on steroids, and I love it. I love it. There was some choke points, a lot of noob tube span, and that's because everybody's level 1 and they have the noob tube. So hoping that will temper off a little bit. But I started to notice that I was really getting my ass handed to me. And I was having some issues with netcode. That's one of my biggest issues with it. And I was getting some really bad deaths where I was playing smart. I was playing, tactical. I was anticipating someone would be around this corner. And I was ADS down that corner. And I'd be ready for him. And next thing you know, I'd come around the corner. He'd be there. I'd start shooting. I'd miss a shot or two just because I'm a noob. And he would just twitch on me, and I'd be dead. Headshot, dead. I was like, whoa. And at first I'm like, all right, netcode. But then I started a couple times. It happens again, and I'm like, what is going on? So finally, I look at the server list, and I start to recognize a lot of these clan tags. Turns out I was on a server with what turned out to be a lot of competitive Battlefield 3 players, like high-end competitive Battlefield 3 players. Because if I recognize you, you have to be somewhat popular. Because I didn't stay up on the Battlefield 3 competitive all that much, so I was like, oh man, this is great. My first experience on these, with these maps in Battlefield 4, and I'm gonna play against you guys who are just gonna kick my teeth in. On top of that, it was quite clear that these gentlemen had VPN'd in early. Some of them are like level 10s. They've got the 416s and the SAR 21s. I mean, they were playing, and that's fine. I got no problem with that. It's really, and they clearly knew the maps, and they were just flat out better players than me, whether they had practiced beforehand or not. So I was like, okay. But I like a challenge. I'm like, okay, I wasn't planning on doing this tonight. I was gonna take a leisurely herpy-derp tour and look at the flowers and the sun glare and that stuff. But okay, let's see what we got. Let's buckle down here, and I'm gonna start spawning on my buddy Clouded, and we're gonna see what we can do because he's playing well. Credit to you, Clouded. You're doing really good on PC, outshowing me by a lot tonight. I started spawning on him, trying to do it, and next thing you know, I can't spawn on him. I'm like, what the heck? And then I figure out I can only spawn on my squad leader. So I'm like, all right, maybe it's just a bug, whatever. And then I'm like, no, you know what? That's probably the setting. And I was like, all right, that's weird. All right, whatever. So the next thing you know, we're playing and we're going around, and then I noticed I'm getting killed, but they're not showing me. And so now I'm starting to get a little annoyed because I'm like, the net code is kind of bothering me. Now guys are killing me, and I can't tell where he's from. They're not telling me how he killed me. So I'm starting to get a little I don't want to be suspicious in the first hour I play of a new game, right? And I'm not usually a guy that points fingers like that, but I'm like, all right, what is going on? There's a lot of weird deaths. Now I can't even see the kill cam. Then it dawns on me, they turn the kill cam off. And I'm like, what the hell? So then the next map comes on, and it's Resort, I guess. I'm just calling, I don't even know the real names. We're playing, this is actually the map I started to finally feel a little bit comfortable. I must have got my sensitivity dialed in. Played the game a little slower, which I'm going to start talking about that in another video. And just playing better. I had my best performance of the night. I felt a little bit more at home, like I was playing a game I somewhat knew. And then it was funny. I had a moment. Clouded was when he was playing support a lot, if I recall. He's next to me. I'm on the right side, and we're kind of holding off a flag. We're getting overrun, and I just happen to look at the left flank, even though I'm on the right side, and I see him firing like a maniac. And I'm trying to pick off the left, hold his left flank for him, and he's engaging to the right. The next thing you know, he just turns right at me, shoots me. And I die. It says, killed by friendly fire by Clouded Truth. And I'm like, what is going on? Because it just became apparent that these guys are messing with the settings behind the scenes. And so they've typically, the irony here is the server was called like No Bullshit Rules, right? So I logged on that. There wasn't many servers available at 12:01 because they hadn't been populated. I logged on that, and here we go. So yeah, now we've got, spawn on squad leader, no kill cam, friendly fire. I'm like, I can't do this. I'm done. I'm done for that. It was about my time was up anyway. Just at that point, Siege of Shanghai came up, and I was like, I know. I'm good on this map. I played the round a little bit, but then I was like, that's it. We got out. The admins started getting snippy at people because they were like, what's going on? Why is friendly fire on and all this stuff? And so the admins started snapping back at people. I didn't like that. I'm like, I'm not dealing with this on hour 1 of release. I'm going to have many months to deal with these bad mins and things. So I bounced out. And called it a night. I had fun nonetheless, and I'm going to talk about my initial very, very, very raw first impressions. Two good things. First, the performance is incredible. The look of the maps is incredible. They're beautiful, and strangely enough, I'm getting better performance out of Battlefield 4 than I was in Battlefield 3. I have not changed my PC. Fresh Windows installed, maybe. Haven't even upgraded to Windows 8 like I was gonna do yet, but I'm getting more frames recording right now in Battlefield 4 than I was in Battlefield 3. Now, I was only playing Domination, so smaller maps, smaller people, that could have something to do with it, but hey, I'm very happy with the performance right now. I need no upgrades. I don't see any choke points. I'm recording at 80 to 90 frames right now. Very pleased with that, very pleased. Good job to DICE. They work miracles with hardware. I've always said what they did with the current gen consoles and things, it's miraculous. Two, the maps. The maps are awesome. They really make Battlefield 3 maps look like my 4-year-old son drew them with a crayon. There's just so much, like I said, detail and richness and destructible environments. And I was afraid there'd be too much clutter. It doesn't seem to be there yet. I haven't played all the maps, obviously. But there's a ton of variety, between Parasol, Storm, Resort, Gauntlet Railway, Locker. I'm just the ones I've played. And then you just, so many levels and staircases and flank routes. Flank routes have flank routes, and you can flank the flanker. You get my theme here. It's nothing like Metro, and it's awesome in a very cool way. I'm absolutely lost. I have this sense of paranoia. I know what it feels like to be hunted right now, because I have no idea where's a hot spot, where a safe spot to reload is. But that's a new game, and that's a fun feeling in and of itself. And as I play, I have full faith that I will learn it and get better. Now, the big negative for me is, well, there's one, I spoke about netcode. I have concerns about that. I'm going to hold judgment on that because, again, it's launch day. I'm going to give them kind of a little, period there to figure that out. Could have just been the server having problems. I had a good ping, had good frames. Wasn't me. It was something with the server, or is there bad netcode? I don't know. We'll tell, and obviously it's going to be obvious to everyone playing the game. My big concern is it still feels like I die very quickly. I feel like there's two different times. There's time to kill. That's how long it takes me to kill people. I get a lot of hit markers. I have a hard time killing people. That's on me. That's my poor aim. That's my poor recoil control and all that. I'll put time in. I'll learn that. I'll get better. Got no problem with that. But I feel like I have a time to kill, and then I have a time to die, and the two times are not the same. I feel like I die to 1 or 2 shots right away. Now, I don't know if that's maybe, hand in hand with the netcode. I don't know. Maybe I'm not picking up the visual and audio cues. Maybe they changed them from Battlefield 3, so I'm unaware that I'm hurt. I don't know. I'm not sure yet, but it's a big concern to me. I've spoken about it a lot of times, that I like games where you have a little more time to live and make a move and turn on somebody. I think there's more skill there. That's why I don't play hardcore. Not hating on hardcore. I like the ability to outplay someone. I don't want the first guy getting the first shot to always get the kill. I just don't. I think it adds something more when people can outplay each other. That's just me. That's my preference, and that's how I play. That's my biggest concern right now. I feel like I'm dying too quickly. I feel like I'm dying just without any warning. And it kind of sucks, but, I'm hoping they're going to fix that. It could be many different issues. It could be design. I don't know. The jury's still out on that, but that's my big concern. The good far outweighs the bad. can't wait to play it again, and that's the overall, you know, review right here. I cannot wait to play more. I cannot wait to play with all you guys. I know a lot of you Euros and UK guys are chomping at the bit to play. Some of you VPN, whatever, but hey, this weekend's gonna be a big weekend. I'm gonna play the heck out of it. Everybody's gonna have a good time. Look for more kind of impression videos as I play. I said this first week I'm gonna kind of do videos like this, talk about what I've seen, what I've done, my thoughts. Very raw, off the top of my head, and I'd like to hear in the comments what you guys are thinking. So post down below, what are your first impressions? What do you like? What do you dislike? Give me one of each, and I'll see how much we kind of align on that. But otherwise, guys, thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. Share it with your friends. Always helps me out. And look for many more videos coming down that Battlefield 4 pipeline, guys. Take care. I'll talk to you soon.